What you are looking at is called the Brabus Bodo. It is easily one of the most insane cars on the planet today. It costs a jaw-dropping £1 million, it produces a massive 1,000 horsepower, and only 77 of them will ever be built. Brabus has been famous for modifying Mercedes-Benz cars for nearly 50 years, but this time they did something completely different. Deep down, beneath all of that menacing black styling, this car actually started its life as a British supercar, the Aston Martin Vanquish. Brabus took it apart and rebuilt it into a German supervillain. The name Bodo is a tribute to Bodo Buschmann, the legendary man who co-founded Brabus back in 1977. His lifelong dream was to build a massive, unapologetic luxury coupe from the ground up. Sadly, he passed away in 2018 before he could see it happen. Now, his team has finally brought his ultimate dream to life, limiting the production to just 77 cars to honor the year the company was born. If you look closely, you can see a tiny bit of the Aston Martin shape in the roofline, but everything else is pure Brabus. They stripped away the original metal and replaced almost every single panel with brand new lightweight carbon fiber. Up front, it features a huge, aggressive grille with 13 vertical bars and giant air intakes to feed the engine. The body is lower, much wider, and completely finished in a deep, glossy black. It even rides on massive 21-inch custom black wheels. It has so much road presence that it makes the Batmobile look like a toy. Under that long, vented hood sits a massive 5.2-liter V12 engine. A standard Aston Martin is already incredibly fast, but Brabus upgraded the turbos, tuned the exhaust, and boosted the power to around 1,000 horsepower. What makes this car truly terrifying is that all 1,000 horsepower is sent exclusively to the rear wheels. There is no electric hybrid helper here. It is pure muscle. If you bury your right foot into the carpet, this heavy luxury cruiser will launch from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3 seconds flat, and it will keep pushing all the way to an electronically limited top speed of 224 miles per hour. Step inside, and the Aston Martin roots are a bit more obvious because it keeps the original screens and dashboard layout. However, Brabus has drenched the entire cabin in premium, hand-stitched black leather, suede, and carbon fiber. As a cool touch, you will find Bodo Buschmann's signature on the door cards. For the driver, there are long carbon fiber paddle shifters behind the steering wheel and a special dial on the dash. This dial controls a variable traction control system, which essentially lets you decide exactly how much you want the computer to step in, or how much you want the rear tires to slide and smoke. When you take the Bodo out onto normal public streets, the first thing that hits you is its sheer size. It feels incredibly wide and intimidating on narrow roads. But once the traffic clears and you find an open stretch of tarmac, everything changes. The sound of that V12 engine is deep, thunderous, and absolutely intoxicating. The acceleration is so violent that it feels less like a car and more like a rocket ship warping space and time. Because it is so low and wide, it stays flat and glued to the tarmac through corners, giving you an immense amount of confidence despite having so much power on tap. It handles the road beautifully, balancing extreme speed with the comfort of a high-end luxury cruiser. So, what is the verdict? Is a modified Aston Martin really worth £1 million? If you are looking for a sensible way to get from point A to point B, the answer is a definitive no. But the Brabus Bodo isn't meant to be sensible. It is a loud, fast, and wildly exclusive piece of automotive art. It is the ultimate tribute to the man who started it all, and it turns a great British supercar into something truly unforgettable.